Good morning, students. The next topic in business studies is going to be started. That is business in international dimension. So concentrate yourself. The first definitions which we are going to read is of imports, exports, goods, services. So goods sometimes are called visibles. So this is another name of the goods. So goods and services. But first, services are sometimes called invisibles and goods are sometimes called visibles. So goods and services which are sold to the foreigners are called exports. So this is the definition of the exports. Goods and services which are bought from the foreigners are called imports. Next point in the lecture which we are going to read is the threats and opportunities of working in an international dimensions. So working in an international environment leads to both threats and opportunities for the businesses. First, we are going to read the threats. So one threat is that competition from the foreign businesses may take away sales from businesses because the firms which are working on the international level are more competitive. So there is a threat. They may take away your sales. So this is the first threat. Businesses need to provide a high quality services if they want to compete the international firms. So this is the another threat, needs to provide a high quality service to the right place in the world at a competitive price to keep its share of the market. So these are the threats. So on the other hand, without its foreign customers, multinational companies would be a much smaller business. So this is another threat. Okay, without working in the international market, multinational firms definitely will get smaller. So it also has the chance to take away sales from its foreign competitors if they are competitive. So they may take away the sales from their international competitors, providing greater comfort or offering cheaper prices on the various goods at different times of the year could increase the number of the customers. So these are the benefits. Being able to buy from abroad. So this is an other advantage. Being able to buy from abroad also means that businesses can get the most competitive supplies from its operations rather than just having to rely on the local supplies. So there will be a broader canvas in front of the international firms. They can buy their raw materials from international suppliers. They will not rely on the local firms now. The next topic in the lecture which we are going to read is the exchange rate. So definitely if you are working on international level, the thing you have to face is the exchange rate. So exchange rate is the price of the nation's currency in terms of another currency. So this is the price of nation's currency in terms of the other currency. So now think yourself as a Britisher. So if you are a Britisher, if exchange rate falls from 1 pound equal to $2 to 1 pound equal to $1.5, so if your nation's currency rate fall, this decrease in the value of the pound means that Americans can buy British goods and services more cheaply because your currency rate has fallen now. So Americans can buy your goods and services more cheaply and should buy more. But at the same time, a fall in the value of the pound will make imports more expensive to British buyers and local people should buy less. So if your currency rate falls, the other nations, for example, Americans, because the pound rate has fallen as compared to dollars, so Americans can buy your things cheaply and definitely they can buy more. But at the same time, the American things will be expensive for you now because your exchange rate has fallen. So imports will be costly for you now. You will buy less. Okay, on the reverse case, if exchange rate rise from 1 pound equal to $1.50 to 1 pound equal to 2 pounds, your currency rate has increased now. This increase in the value of the pound means that Americans can buy British goods and services more expensively and should buy less. A rise in the value of the pound will make imports more cheaper to British buyers, and local people should buy more. The next topic in the lecture which we are going to read is the government helping businesses. So government has many tools to help the local businesses. So we are going to read now. A government can help businesses deal with foreign competitors. For instance, it could subsidize exports. This means giving a grant for each export sold, allowing businesses to charge lower prices and win more orders, so local firms will get benefit from it. Next is impose tariffs on the imports. Tariffs, sometimes called custom duties, are a tax on the imported goods, making them more expensive. So now again local firms will get benefit from it because their products will sell more because imports are expensive now. Next is impose quotas on imports. A quota is a limit on the number of the goods coming into the country over a year. So if government limit the import, definitely less imports will come into the country. So there is more chance for the local firms to sell their products more. Another tool for the government to help the businesses is try to push down the value of the pound, which will make the prices of the imports more expensive and the prices of the exports to foreigners cheaper. So definitely because of this, local firms will get benefit because imports are expensive, they will be purchased less, and exports are cheaper, so foreigners will buy your products more. So these are some tools for the government to help the local businesses. The next point in the lecture is the government and managing the economy. If imports were greater than the exports, so the difference would have to be borrowed from the foreigners because the money coming in the country is less than the money going out of the country. So this difference will have to be covered from borrowing the foreigners. To repay it, exports would have to be greater than the imports. So this is the remedy. The values of the UK exports and imports are shown on the balance of the payments. The balance of the payments is a record of all the money coming into and going out of the UK. So this is the definition of the balance of the payments. The values of the UK's exports and imports are shown on the balance of payments. So this is actually a document on which there is a record of all the money coming into and going out of the UK. Sometimes on the news you have here about the balance of the trade. So this is another thing, this is different thing. This is the difference between the values of the exports and imports of the goods only. So if you are discussing only about the goods, the imports and the exports of the goods will be recorded on the balance of the payment. But the difference between the values of the exports and imports of both the goods and services is called the current balance. So this is the difference between balance of trade and current balance. On current balance, you are having the record of goods and services, imports and exports, and on the balance of the trade, you are only having the record of the goods which are being imported and being exported. Okay, what if there is a current account deficit? So current account deficit means the money coming into the country is lesser than the money going out of the country. So if there is a current account deficit, the government may try to correct this by, here are some tools. It could try to force down the value of the pound, making it easier for the UK businesses to export and making imports more expensive. So if your currency rate is falling, definitely your products will be cheaper for the foreigners. They will buy your products more. So exports will be increased. And at the same time, if this is happening, your means your currency rate is falling, the imports will be expensive, so the local people will buy less imported products. So this is one way. For is This is a tool in which the money coming into the country will be higher now, and money going out of the country will be less now. Next point is it could push up the interest rate. So this is another tool. If the interest rate in the country is increasing, definitely the money left after paying the interest will be less in the wage pockets of the local people. They will purchase less imported products. But there is a problem at the same time of this of using this tool. If people are having less money after paying the interest in their packet, so they will purchase less in the local economy as well. So there is a threat of having a recession in the local economy as well. So this is the thing. It could push up interest rate. This should lead to the fall in the spending in the UK, and so lead to fall in the imports. However, fall in the spending could lead to the recession in the economy, which would be a bad for UK businesses. The last tool, which is it could increase tariffs and quotas. So tariffs are actually the taxes on the import. So if a government has imposed taxes on the imports, so definitely the prices of the imports will be higher and local people will buy less. So money going out of the country will be decreased. Although this would be difficult because of membership of the European Union. So this is a problem.